Hello again, loves. Rebecca here. Welcome back to the channel. I'm going to use up this scrap room kit here. I don't remember what it's from, but I played with it a couple days ago and got it down to this. This is all the paper I have left. I know you guys are probably like, Becky, and I'm like, I know. I've got a couple strips here. We have three photos of Bee's birthday and a few stickers from the sticker sheet. This is mainly why I kept it, because I'm going to do a sticker explosion amongst some things here. And we're going to use some strips, and we're going to use the balance of this, whatever I can use off of this. Obviously, you can trim this up and use those guys. You can use a little bit. So we're going to figure that out. But this is going to get thrown away. It is also mixed media mayhem. And we have a recipe to do, which is watercolor dyes and shimmer paste. I'm using some things that I'm considering to be shimmer paste. The dyes are going to be triangles. I'm going to do all my mixed media on this white piece. Then we're going to die cut it out and put it on that seafoam piece over there, which actually, does that actually have a name? It is Aqua, Basil Aqua. Alright, so just put this over here, because it's going to be a minute before we get back to this. So I thought that we would just come in, and I've got watercolors. For my watercolor, I got Vicky Boutin crushed pineapple and mint julep. And then I've got some Heidi Swapp silver metallic texture paste and some Nouveau glacier paste, and I think it's pineapple delight. So we're just going to go ahead and do some fun things. We're going to get this really wet. There's no gesso on here, but let's just go ahead and let this play out. Just kind of pop. Okay. And let's put some yellow on here. Just kind of move it around, add more water. The water is not wicking as much as the green was it? I'm just going to keep adding water. Kind of let that run. And then once it's dry, we'll come back. So wherever you add the paint, so I don't know why it's not letting everything run. And then it's going to be really flimsy for a while. That one's just not, the yellow's not wicking the way that the green is. Do you guys see that, how the green is wicking? It's like hitting it and it's exploding. And the yellow's not doing that. But we're going to cut these into triangles anyway, so we've kind of turned this into a lime green color. and I'm going to run it off into my trash can. Okay. Because I don't really want it to be lime green. So I'm just going to color on some more of this green. Just kind of get that in there. We're going to let this monstrosity dry, and then the next thing we're going to do is we're just going to come in and we're going to put texture paste over it. So I'm going to let this dry, and I will be right back. I'm going to pop that bubble. I'm going to pop that bubble. Be right back in a minute to figure some more stuff out. So I did do some splatters around the edges, and I'm going to splatter some more, you guys, now that it's dry. I figured I would come in and show you. So I've just got the crushed pineapple. We need to squeeze some of that out. And I'm trying to get it to drip, which is probably going to be so I just squeeze, 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 squeeze. Well, I guess we're going to have to go old school because it's not going to splatter. We got a fair amount coming out, don't we? But I'm just going to put it right here on the glass studio mat, make a little bit of a mess, knock off the excess. The yellow one's not acting like the green one, and then we're just going to add some water. Pick it up with a fan brush because a fan brush really does do the best splatters, except it's not as concentrated. But I want to get the splatters all around, right? So we're just going to tap, tap, tap. And then let's see if we can make this splatter. I think we're going to have something here. So these actually do really, really good splatters. So I just keep tapping. I'm happy with that. So we'll move that over there. Pick up anything left on this. And let's grab a wipe, maybe. I feel like I'm going to have to buy more of those soon. And then we're just going to get that nice and wet and just clean. Well, that was fun. You guys see that? You know how you fix that? You take your glue and you put some right there on the tip. Maybe. Oh, why does nothing ever work when you need it to, right? Let's just unclog this. So we'll put some right there on the tip. And then I'm going to spin it and get it all around the sides and on the tip. And then we're just going to shove it in there. And it'll be glued on there. Fine. Next time we need to use it. All right. Clean up our mess. And let's take our paper towels just real quickly. And just roll. Get any of that excess up before we start doing the schmear. And I'm not going to go with any kind of design. That's not going to reach in there. Excuse me. I'm just going to put this on here in a fun little stripe because we're going to use all of this up on this. And just kind of come in because there is not going to be enough left to do anything with. I'm doing it somewhat thin in some places so we can see what's going on underneath. And this is very shimmery. Let's see, let's just get it all. Oh, that was gross. Just kind of goes on like butter. What else do we got? Can we get any more out of here? All right, that is nicely used up. Call that one a win. Let's wipe that off of there and my hand. Ew. I'm kind of making a mess. Does anybody else see that? But I'm also trying to reuse these. Oh, I know. I'm a cheapskate. Okay, so we're going to let this dry before we do this, and I'm going to do this through a stencil. So give me a minute, and we will come right back. Well, it's going to be a while because that's put on pretty thick in some spots. So it's going to take a minute for it to dry, so it may be the next day, but this is going to be fun because what we're going to do is then we're going to cut the dies out of this, right? So we're making a very, very fun piece of pattern paper. All right, I'll be right back. Well, in the great room clean out, I found my lost stencils. I knew I put them somewhere. That was my whole pack from Scrappy Reflections. They're some of my favorite stencils. So we're going to go ahead and get this put on there. What do we got going on here? All right. I'm just going to kind of lock this in place in a couple areas. And we are going to cover this little guy with the texture paste. So technically, boop, we have got the shimmer paste, boom, and we've got the watercolor. We're just adding more, right? Okay, let's put my glasses on because I got my bag contacts in so I can see really far with them, but I can't see up close. Uh-oh. So I'm just going to squeeze a fair amount on, and then we're just going to go for it. Now, it is not going to be perfect by any means because the background is seriously warped from all of the liquid. So we're just gonna do swipes down, and then, and if you can hear the noise in the background, the Hubs is downstairs and his TV's really loud. Okay. We're just going to keep going. We're going to cover this whole thing. And they're not going to be perfectly covered. And like I said, it's probably going to be a hot mess when I pull it up because of the warping. That has nothing to do with the stencil or the material. It is the warping of the paper. So we're just going to keep swiping. Swiper, no swiping. We've been calling Maggie, well, Snots, because it was Christmas and family holidays, and now it's my husband's working in the basement, and she keeps swiping his tools and bringing them upstairs because she's mad. She does that when she's mad to let you know she's mad that you're not paying attention to her. All right. And I like the whole, like, not covered, partially covered, somewhat covered. And I don't want you guys to freak out, but this stuff's going to get cut out too. So it's not all going to get shown, right? We're going to make triangles. I'm just hoping that it's not too scarred underneath. Okay, where are we missing some? Maybe up here. All right, let's check this out. And then we're gonna have to let it dry yet again. Okay, I just break the seam, you guys. It's just washi tape. And then, so like I said, see, it was going to go over in some places, but it's going to be really cool. It's going to be a little jumbled and it's going to have some texture to it. Totally fine. I'm going to let this dry and then I'm going to just cut it into triangles. So I'm going to have that done by the time we get back. So I will see you in a little bit. All right, I got a little carried away and got some stuff done. But as I remember, it's been a minute. We did use the dies. So that is it. And we've got that page kit all killed. I went ahead and centered that in there. And now I'm just trying to filter in a few little other items. Just to bring some other colors around. So I've got two photos down here and one up there. And I am just trying to keep my trash to a minimum that I'm holding on to. So this is everything that I will put in the little container. Let's use this one. And store for a rainy day. But look how good those turned out. So I did make 4 arrow triangle clusters, like randomly pointing in. And then I stuck to that piece of paper and probably, you know, could have stuck the paper down while I was doing it, because I did end up covering up quite a bit of... Well, I don't know where my other trays went. Oh, there they are. Just seeing them as I about knocked some stuff down. I got some new lights, so I hope the lighting looks a little better. But I want to add some white splatters. I go back and forth on what's the best white, right? So I've got Brutus Monroe Chroma Mist in white. Let's see how this fans out. I'm going to have to mix this up though, because it is fairly thick and settled. And then here's my diet. So I had to order the wipes. This one on Amazon, and I was like, I'll order like, a case, not oh my god, it showed up, and my son even laughed. He was like, Mom, I'm like, yeah, I don't. He's like, well, you won't have to order anymore for a couple of years. That's how bad it is. I'm gonna shake that up, and then we're just gonna splatter right down here. Oh, that's right. This doesn't, it does those little strings. I forgot. I don't really know why it does that. It just seems to do that. And then I also think this is the one that kind of melts into the paper. What do you guys remember? So hopefully that kind of stays bright white gesso, or just white paint is probably the best. But that is going to do it for us today. So don't forget to check everybody else that is playing along with Mixed Media Mayhem and what they could do with watercolors, dyes, and shimmer paste. I always look forward to seeing my friends and what they come up with. But that is going to do it. So stay tuned for another video tomorrow. But this is a every Friday deal where we bring out the mixed media and we play with that. But it really was all about the mixed media, and you can see that I just layered them on top of each other. Put that little centerpiece. The goal was to use all of the paper because I don't keep the scraps after it's done. So that has been accomplished. For me, it is New Year's Eve in the afternoon, and we are staying in and gonna binge watch Yellowstone and bring in the new year that way. So I only have 28 days left before I go back to work. I'm getting a little stir crazy, you guys. So I've been really sick and I couldn't lay in bed anymore. I think you can hear that in my nose. It's very nasally. So that being said, I will catch you guys later with another video. Bye.